Hi, I'm Sarah,
And I'm Amanda.
and this is I'm Your Mother Now podcast.
Season 2, episode 21.
Mm.
Welcome. The second season of the podcast is now old enough to drink in podcast
Cheers.
episodes.
Cheers,
Cheers to us.
you old gal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, how's it going?
It's going. Um, Canada's on fire, and so it's been very creepy
Yep.
in Connecticut. The air has been bad.
Yep.
Unless you enjoy the smell of a toxic campfire, or if it brings you back to landing in New Delhi or Mumbai.
I know. It's not
Take a
good. So,
walk
actually,
outside.
currently in New York City, the air pollution index is higher than that of New Delhi at this time. I think New Delhi is around 183 and New York City right now is at 260 something.
Oof.
So that's not great. I also saw a little blip of news this morning that a Republican senator wants to sanction Canada for the wildfires because
Okay,
Canada is setting those on purpose and blow drying them down to us.
stop. This is like a South Park episode. Isn't there a South Park episode about this?
I'm saying it writes itself a little too well. And it's like, are we just supposed to read it? Like,
It's
I
like
was just like, are you kidding me? Like, how
the
dare you set those wildfires and
how,
send that bad air?
how dare you? I mean, there's a lot because there's also the what's it called? The cyclo oh man, it keeps coming up in my news feed about the parasitic diarrhea. It's called cyclo something. And they just linked it to Taylor Farms lettuce um
Hmm.
at Taco Bell.
Hmm.
And I was like, "Oh my God, everything, the whole world is literally on
That's
fire."
definitely a South Park episode. Like, come on. I think it's
Yeah,
actually so fucking funny that it's Taco Bell because like who hasn't made a diarrhea Taco Bell joke before?
right, but not only that, but like I buy Taylor Farms lettuce. They make the good
Oh,
shredded lettuce. I get it from Whole Foods. And there's also
well,
something about like when the lettuce is coming after us, it's like, come on, like you can't even have a salad. You can't breathe the air. You can't have a salad. Um,
well, joke's on you, vegetable eaters, because we don't even
no,
have a bag of
literally,
salad here.
I I saw a list and it was like the berries and this and that, and I'm like, it just gives you diarrhea. Like, I mean, there's been worse things going around. But anyhow, so
It's a real apocalyptic time.
yeah, it is like a Simpsons South Park mashup in the
Hmm.
United States this week. The
Hmm.
writers have gone rogue, and taken aim at us. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Good one.
so there's that. So I guess like all things considered, my week was pretty good.
Yeah, could have been worse. Yeah, I think the week's been fine. I mean,
Yeah.
I think I feel okay. I feel okay. Let me see. Let me check.
Uh, uh, what?
Just checking to see if I'm
She's
all here. I
she's
feel
just
so like out of it this morning.
patting all of her limbs.
Yeah, I'm patting all my limbs. I'm doing like an orienting check because I just feel so off this morning. Like not in a bad way, but just like I haven't fully like entered reality, and even though I've been up for a couple hours.
Yeah, that I had the opposite because for some reason I slept like really, really well.
Oh.
Um, yeah. I mean, I put myself to bed at 8:45, you know.
Oh,
I
okay.
love going to bed in the summer when it's a little bit light outside. Um,
Well, I told you that I went out last night and I came back and Eli like is I was like 9:30 and he like is like I parked and then all of a sudden this face comes to my passenger window and it's like boom boom boom. And I'm like, "Wow, what is going on here?" I was like, "What are you doing outside?"
your kid is living like a 90s summer almost.
He is.
If we could just take away their devices, but at the same time can't take away their devices because then you never know what they are.
No, but
Um,
they're not even like on their device. Like Eli's not on his device for more than like he's not using it right now as anything more than a coordination device. Do you know what I'm
well,
saying?
I do, but I was just my point was like an analog summer. So,
Yes,
you know,
yes, yes.
because kids did
He's
wander
having a
around looking for each other back in the day.
Yes, yes. And now it's easy for them to find each other because they can just be like, where are you?
Yeah, they could just look at the map. That's crazy.
And they do, and I do too, because it's like, where's your children? Where's your children? Anyway, that was
Yeah.
fine. But you had asked me, what are we talking about this week? And
No,
I don't make fun of
uh,
me.
what are we talking about this week?
What what
Okay,
are we
and did you
talking about this
become,
week?
are you suddenly like South
South
African? Where,
Australian. Yeah, South
yeah, like
Australia.
you from New Zealand? South Australia? Are you thinking about New Zealand? What are you thinking about? Oh dear, my
It's
sister,
a mashup. What is wrong with my brain?
she's
I hope it
still
like
buffering.
I hope it shakes out.
I hope so. Hang in there, girl.
But you've been like really like making so much content, and I've had a content in my head for a minute that I wished to
Oh,
make, but I haven't
okay,
been able to translate brain to make. So I was
okay,
just like, let me just talk about what I wanted to say in my reel in
okay.
real life.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously we've been
Sure.
talking about skincare a lot, right?
Yeah,
It's just like a new thing we're doing. But so all of my life, I have had very oily skin. Okay.
sure. Okay.
I've had lots of acne bouts, like done the whole proactive. Like I've done so many different things in my life to
Mm-hmm.
like get my acne at bay. But generally speaking, my acne is like totally okay now. But I'm just a greasy girl, like, especially in the summer.
Yep.
And how I always was taught to handle the grease is to dominate it. Okay.
Okay.
To
Yeah.
strip it, right? So you use like a
Yeah.
harsh astringent to get the oil
Ooh,
off.
this you use the St. Ives scrub and then you use the Noxema
No,
pads.
no, I'm
Okay.
talking about like more recently, but
Oh,
like,
okay.
yes.
Sure, sure,
Okay.
sure.
Okay. So stay with me. Stay with me.
I am. I'm
Okay.
good.
Because I'm easily derailed at this moment.
No, no, no.
So
I got you.
okay, so I was taught that to handle your oily skin, you use oil free things. You strip all the oil from your face. And if you're using a moisturizer, that's going to be like almost like a gel. So it's not too emollient, right? Like not too
Sure.
moisturizing. So basically, you're too oily. So we need to starve yourself of oil and strip, right? It's a very
Okay. Yep.
aggressive approach.
Yeah.
So a few months ago, I was looking, like, I've been getting into like different threads on skincare and like I'm learning more about all this stuff. And I stumbled across a Korean skincare thread that was talking about like different skincare types. And this guy like wrote something that just like clicked in my brain, right? And he's like, your skin barrier needs to be repaired in order for your skin to be able to regulate itself. And if you have oily skin and you are constantly depriving your skin of moisture, it's only going to create more oil because it is actually thirsty. Okay. So
Okay.
I have been laughing about this because my whole life I've struggled with oily skin. And especially, like I said, in the summer. And
Mm-hmm.
now I have been following this method that he put on the internet to repair your skin barrier. And it's actually treating your skin softly and gently and
Sure.
kindly and giving it
Mm-hmm.
space to just be what it is and also nurturing it. So
Uh-huh.
it basically is that double cleansing at night where you do the oil
Mm-hmm.
to remove all the oily stuff and then a gentle cleanser to get all the other stuff off, right? And
Sure.
then in the morning, you do not use any soap at all. You don't remove all that. You just use some hot water, like smoosh everything in, and then do it like a gentle toner on top. I've been doing this for a while, and my skin has now regulated, Amanda, where
Interesting.
my oil production is normal now. Like I go from day to
Interesting.
night, and then I'm not like an oil slick in the middle of the day, even if I've worked out. So
Hmm.
I've been sitting with this and I'm like, oh my God, that's such a metaphor for
Yeah.
everything in
Sure.
life,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's going from a very masculine approach to things and how to fix things to a more feminine approach, right?
Fixing. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like there's nothing broken here. Your body is telling you that you need something and we could just be
Right.
more gentle, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like it's what I use as a therapeutic approach with my clients. It's
Mm-hmm.
what I'm using with myself now. Like, I'm
Sure.
just nicer, right? It's like instead
Yeah.
of saying you're bad, I'm going to deprive you of something until you act right. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
what is it that you need? Let's give you
Sure.
some space. Let's speak kindly and let
Mm-hmm.
you self-regulate.
That's literally like a conversation with a toddler. We just need to talk to ourselves like we're toddlers. It
Yep.
starts there.
Yep. And it
Yeah.
does like it does because I think about the craziness that's happening around me, crazy some been acting, and it's like I'm nice to myself at this point.
Hmm.
Like it's okay. I'm giving myself space to regulate myself so I'm not tossed around as much, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah. So make
Yeah, I
that
mean,
a
you
content.
really make that content. Oh, okay. Perfect. I'll just go do that now. No, it is interesting because it a lot of times we take like a one an approach that worked for one person one time a long time ago, and we try to make that approach work for us, and it doesn't. You have to see your strengths and your weaknesses and figure out how to play into them to get what, what you need, not what worked for someone else.
I think I see it more of not aggressively trying to dominate a problem
Sure. Yeah, yeah, I could see that too. I mean,
because
I'm just, yeah.
because basically if you look at the skincare thing, right? You have greasy skin, obviously you have to dominate that, strip it of all its grease and keep it parched, right? So it looks matte.
Eh. Well, not anymore.
And
Now we're going for the dewy glass skin.
well, you've never
Yeah.
had oily skin.
Sure. I guess I haven't. I don't know. I never even knew what kind of skin I had. Like if someone asked me, I would say I don't know.
Oh, well, I've always known what kind of skin you've had. Like
Okay.
you never have had oily skin. You've
I
always
clearly
needed
asked the wrong
moisture.
person. Yeah. Did
Yeah,
you say I
you've
have
needed moisture.
combination skin?
No, you don't have
Okay, well that
combination skin.
explains why that lotion that I used for 10 years on my face didn't really do much for me.
Yeah, you have what I would call normal to dry.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You never had like really bad acne or anything like that. You've had pimples. You haven't had acne.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
So it's different. You have very small pores. Like you're just not an oily girl.
No. Okay.
Enjoy.
Well, yes,
Um,
thank you.
but with that being said, it's everything, right? It's even with
Mm-hmm.
like, losing weight. It's like, oh, deprive yourself. Like you have to have more discipline. Everybody is obsessed
Mm-hmm.
or has been obsessed with this idea of like mastering the self through deprivation, and that
Yeah.
somehow through deprivation you find true characters. Through hardship, you find the key, and that is such a non-feminine way of doing anything, and
Mm-hmm.
it's not how I feel optimum. In the second that I released that need to like dominate myself, it's more
Mm-hmm.
about creating spaces for me to actually fit, and like,
Yeah.
oh, I don't fit in this shape, so maybe I need to break this wall here so I can expand this way and I'll feel natural.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just so
I love
interesting to
that.
me. It's just so interesting to me because everything in this world is very like dominated. We dominate nature,
Of
you know,
course.
dominate our finances, we dominate everything. And it's like, wow, like we dominate our women, like
Oh.
I'm an alpha, you need to submit. It's like, what are you talking about?
I don't know, honestly. I don't know. It's not good. The whole thing is not good. I try not to look at the whole world and be like, "Ugh, look what we've literally done to the place. Like we have
We have a
trashed it.
stank face every day. We're just like,
Yeah, like what are we doing? Like we have all these things. It could be like we could all be living beautifully in harmony, but no, because
no.
greed.
Yeah, and the complete lack of empathy and kindness and care, and every
Yeah.
man for themselves, like just like, oh, I don't want my tax dollars to go to school lunches.
Oh my
Okay,
God. Oh my
that's
God. Please don't
cool.
even I don't even want to go down that. Like it's like every time I open up my Facebook and it's like all the people like in my town going crazy about like taxes and this and that, and it's like what are we even arguing about here?
That sounds like a big loud fuck them kids, like just everybody's
No,
insane. They're like, but we need our babies, but when they come out of the lady's body, we don't give a shit.
No, I know. Well, that's a whole other podcast that could be just about that, honestly.
It could be. I mean, I think there's, you just look in any direction and there's like huge problem. So in order to stay
Yeah.
sane, you do have to figure out how to create some joy and peace in the life slice you're currently in. Otherwise, you're gonna lose your
Hmm.
mind.
Yeah,
You're
and a
gonna
lot
lose
of
your
being able to
mind.
create that piece is not allowing people access who disrupt your peace, you know?
Yes.
I follow this gal, Whitney. Her Instagram is Sit with Wit, and she has a podcast called Calling Home, and all of her content just like has been resonating really hard with me lately. And she posted something about how she asked, I think her sample size was like maybe 500 people who had estranged parents, and she asked them, if if they wanted their estranged parent to reach out to them, right? And like half said no, half said maybe. And then I thought it was interesting because she was pulling out some of the points that people had given, like what it would take, or like if your parent was to reach out, how would you prefer that they communicate with you? And it was very low pressure. It was an email, it was a letter, it was nothing that is pushing like a response from you right now. And they also called out that anything that goes outside of the boundaries or tries to break them down that have been created, such as showing up at your house or calling from another number if you've blocked them, or even like sending gifts to the house that you then feel like you have to receive, everyone's like, no. But what I thought was interesting was she said a third of people said that they wanted a third party involved, that they would want like a therapist involved or a trusted relative who could vouch for like some sort of change. And they said 6 months to 1 year of going to therapy, not as a bargaining chip to regain access, but as actual work on themselves before they would want them to reach out. And then the most interesting part was the note. They said that they would want some sort of note from the therapist. And I'm like, that's how messed up we are at this point where like you could literally believe that your parent would tell you that they're going to therapy and then they're just waiting it out. They're just waiting 6 months, right? Like
Wait,
we
is the
know.
note like an attendance?
No, no, no. The note is it's almost like a personal reference after the
Like that
after
that
the
I've been
fact.
seeing I've
Like,
been seeing this person for 6 to 12 months and I've seen
and
progress in
here,
this
yes,
area, this area, this
yes,
area. Okay.
yeah. Which for anyone who, and this was of course another point was right up there. If there was any sort of accountability for anything, right? Because I
Hmm.
feel like what I always see and what I have experienced myself is you go and you say, "Hey, this hurt me," and it's like, no, like you got it wrong. You misunderstood that, or I'm sorry that it made you feel that way, but like that's not really how it is. Like, no, like what I did hurt you, and I understand that, and here's what I want to do to move forward. Um, so I thought that was interesting. The note was interesting to me because of, the conversations that we had with our own mother, where I put this boundary down to her. I said you need to go to therapy. Um, and I believe that she just spoke to ChatGPT. Um, and that's just not the kind of stuff that will fly, you know? Um, so yeah, I've been having one of
So is
those
that
thoughts this week.
is that what you would need?
I don't really know at this point. Like I think that, well, yes, it is what I would need, Sarah, because I literally said that, right? I said that I decided, right? Because if you're gonna be going like, if you're having the kind of relationship that we were having with our mother, where it was like this back and forth, you have to ask yourself if this person wants to end this, controversy and wants to move forward and asks you what they can do, you have to know what that is, right? You can't just keep going back and forth and having this like tension and then not know what it is you want. And that is where I determined that you need to go to therapy because this is not about me, right? A lot of this is about you. It's about you, and you need to work on that, right? Um, so that is what I wanted, but that's also why the note or like the trusted relative or the third party stuck out to me so much because I cannot trust that that is happening because I believe that this person would say whatever they need to say in the moment to gain whatever access they are trying to gain. And the reality is, it took a very long time to get here, right? 6 months to a year of therapy is like, oh my God, like how could it's like, I don't know, what about the past 38 years? What
Well,
were
I
you
think
doing
that
then?
there's a lot more in that though, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Going to therapy, when someone asks you to go to therapy, it you kind of you've already lost this. If someone has to ask you
Sure.
if you have to say, okay, what I need is for you to go to therapy, there's very little chance that that is going to be helpful because going to therapy is not helpful unless the person going has something in mind that they need to address. And
Right.
if you are only going with a motivation to have a repair with another person, that is never going to work because it's not your why. Your why has to be for your own peace. And in the case of like a lot of
Mm-hmm.
these parents, if they
Yeah.
were to truly dive in on their own, they would go crazy, right? Because
You
it's
think
not
so?
about
You think they would
yes.
just
I
self-combust?
don't
Yeah.
I don't think so. I know it. It's
Yeah.
it's about it because we've done it. Like I feel like in my life, I have done that paradigm shift of moving from one foundation to the other. But
Mm-hmm.
in order to move from one foundation to the other, and your foundation is your belief system, how you were raised, all of the things
Mm-hmm.
that make the world make sense to you, right? Your
Right.
stories. If you just destroy that without already having started to build a new foundation to go to, you're you're just lost. There's nothing makes sense. It's a losing your
Yeah.
religion moment, and that space is unsafe. So in
Mm-hmm.
order to actually move from a one belief system to another belief system that's radically different, you have to already understand that you want something different and that it exists and start
Yeah.
building it because otherwise
Mm-hmm.
there's nowhere to go to. If I had just, and I kind of like, no one does it perfectly, but it's kind of realizing I don't like the way I've been handling life. I don't like it. I don't like the way I'm
Yeah.
thinking. It's not
Yeah.
working for
Yeah.
me. And that's
Yeah.
when you start researching other ways.
Yeah, I
And
know.
and as you
It,
research, you start building, and then parts of you travel there so that when you finally make that full switch,
mm-hmm.
you're living there. You got it. Like you're
Yeah.
in that new space and you can say this is the way I used to be, but I'm not that way anymore. And that is
Yeah.
an internal process. Nobody else affects that process. Like
I
you can
know.
have like journeys of friends along the way, but this is a very like you only process. And I think a lot of
Mm-hmm.
us who are searching for that mother connection,
Mm-hmm.
it's so heartbreakingly sad for me because it's our mothers needed that from their mothers and their mothers needed it
Sure.
from their mothers, and it's generations of women having that door shut on their face and being told that their salvation will be through attaching themselves to a good man and
Mm.
working hard, and it's not true.
Yeah.
I had I think you saw this, but this story that I saw about Sharon Stone and her mom
Yes,
really.
I saw that a while ago, actually. Yes.
Yeah. So, real quick, I'll tell the story. So, Sharon
Mm-hmm.
Stone's mom recently died. Okay. And she died in Sharon's house. And Sharon was saying that in her life, her mother has been often extremely unkind to her and didn't like her. Like just
Yeah.
was not nice to her. And she said, "Yeah, my mom had a horrible upbringing. She was in such an abusive situation that, Child Protective Services had to remove her from her parents' home at the age of 9. Like all these things happen.
Mm-hmm.
And now Sharon's mom is in hospice care at Sharon's house and dying. And her mom was like they were like titrating the morphine, so it was time for her to go, and she
Yep.
was not going. She just like wasn't. She was holding on, right? And Sharon said she realized that Sharon had to leave the room, that
Mm-hmm.
she had to let go of her mom, and she realized she was waiting there. She was just right by the bed waiting because she just wanted, finally, in those last moments, for her mom to look at her and say, I love you and I'm
You.
proud of you.
I,
And Sharon's like, and I'm like, oh my God, this is Sharon
God.
fucking Stone. And you're
Sharon
just like,
Stone.
yes. And you're just like, oh my God, at the end of the day, we're just kids wanting our moms to love us and say we did a good
Yeah.
job. And she's like, I had to leave. I
Mhm.
had to let her go because she was hanging on to me because I couldn't let her go. And she's like, I realize that sometimes the person who has been the cruelest to us is also the one who is most attached to us because they feel the safest with us and the safest to be the meanest, basically. And so she went upstairs, left, and her mom died. And I just listened to that, and I've heard other stories that Kathy Bates has another one of those.
Mhm.
And it's like these
Mhm.
incredible women who have accomplished so many things, and they're all like
Despite.
they get up on stage and they just start crying. They're like, I just want my mom to be proud of me and not like hate me for making
Yeah.
something, you know?
Right. To be, yeah. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. And
That's
that's the whole reason we made this podcast. That's why it's called I'm Your
mhm.
Mother Now, because we just want our mothers to fucking love us and
Yeah.
stop competing with us and to
Mhm.
look at like what we've done and say like good job, like
Yeah.
join in on that. And I think when, you talk about what would it take to repair this relationship, and I'm thinking about it too. I don't even need her to go to therapy. I would honestly just want her to come and say, look, I have not done things well, but
Yeah.
I'm here now and I want to do better. That's
Right.
it. And I would be like,
That's
fine.
accountability. That's
Yes.
accountability. And that is the part that
The mythical
that they
beast.
struggle with, the accountability, being able, and that's with everything. Even if you're going to say that I want to look within, I got to figure out like what is happening in my life, because that whole process you explained is what I went through a few years ago. But you have to be accountable. You have to accept the fact that your actions, regardless of your intentions, have caused hurt or have caused you to be living a life that you don't want to be living. And that is something that is very difficult for folks. Um, that got
It's
deep.
very difficult. It's very difficult.
Yeah.
And it's also like they say that the two markers of high intelligence, one, metacognition, which is being
Mm-hmm.
able to observe your own thinking,
Sure.
okay? And then the second is being able to hold more than one truth at the same time.
Yeah.
And I think for you and me, right, who
Mm-hmm.
like are ad nauseum thinking about our own thinking and holding all the truths at once, right?
Yeah.
You don't realize that not everybody does that.
No. No, you
And
don't.
not
You
everybody
don't.
is capable of saying this is true and this is true, right? Like you
Mm-hmm.
can say, I did the best I could, but it wasn't
Right.
good enough to prevent the hurt that I hurt my daughter with. Like I did do the
Right.
best I could, but I still hurt her,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I can't change what happened. I did do those things. I can do better. I can do different things. Those like
Mm-hmm.
you can hold all those things at the same time. Like it's but
Yeah.
it's clearly like very black and white for some people, right? It's like, well,
Yeah.
if you had a bad childhood, that means I was a bad mom.
Yeah.
Black and white.
Yeah.
Black and white.
Sure.
So that's where the issue comes, right? Because if
Mm-hmm.
she admits that your childhood hurt you, she also has to admit that she was a bad mom in her perspective.
Right.
And that is where the break happens because she's like, I can't do that. So the thing I
Yeah.
can do is say that's not true.
Right. I'm like, ah, I don't know this
Ah!
conversation. Ah. Sis, I
Yeah,
have to go because it's
same.
time for us to jump. My man's got to get to work. He's downstairs with a toddler who's home.
We don't want to put that
He's a
man out.
single dad who works two jobs, who loves
No.
his kid. Okay.
Have a great Friday to you and to
Yes.
everyone, and to everyone who is watching the World Cup on Sunday. Let's go, Spain!
Okay. Yes.
Bye!
Bye. Thanks for listening to I'm Your Mother Now podcast, an Amala Moon production. If you loved today's episode, make sure to subscribe on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and if I've done the RSS feed properly, wherever you get your pods.
You can follow us on Instagram at IYMN_podcast to watch us live on Friday mornings and catch the full episodes on our YouTube channel, I'm Your Mother Now podcast. We'd love if you could share this with a friend who'd vibe with the conversation. And don't forget to like and subscribe. It helps more people to find us. We'll see you next week. Bye.